true. Somebody on the top of the line.
Well, it's Friday, and of course, you've caught me in the middle of doing radio production. This is the day that I produce a nationally syndicated oldies radio show that I host on several stations throughout the country, even a couple of foreign destinations on the dial, as well as, of course, the World Wide Web. And I'm taking a break to address that we've got a couple of big issues that are obviously pressing. We've got Iran and Israel. They're mixing it up. Israel taking out Iranian nuclear sites. Iran now retaliating, and so we'll watch that begin to unfold. And then, of course, we have the continued unrest in Los Angeles. And again, we certainly stand with people's right to protest. But let's be abundantly clear. Laws have been violated. And we had a judge step in, try to tell Donald Trump he had to give control of the National Guard back to Governor Newsom. Then the Ninth Circuit stepped in and said, no, he doesn't. So this is going to go on a back and forth appeal, and ultimately will probably have to be decided by the United States Supreme Court. I will say that Donald Trump and the military have used great discretion and restraint. They don't actually engage with the protesters on the street. They are securing, they are guarding federal buildings, making sure that they are not in any way breached, that they are not in any way damaged, vandalized, burned, etc. So as long as the people that are doing what they're doing in the streets do not try to overtake a military presence at a federal location, they'll be fine. On the other hand, watching people continue, set fire, loot, steal, destroy, burn, and wave a foreign flag, this is not a peaceful protest. I was sent a video, and I'm going to let this video play in its entirety, and it is my content for today. This is a third generation Mexican and his view on what's happening in Los Angeles and what are the takeaways from it.
I am third generation Mexican American, proud of my culture, proud of my heritage, but also understand that there are laws set in place in this country that need to be abided by. If those laws are broken, there are possible consequences to your actions. I don't condone waving the Mexican flag while simultaneously burning the American flag on American soil. It wouldn't go over too well if Americans went to Mexico and burned the Mexican flag while flying the American flag. As a matter of fact, in case you didn't know, they're actually a little bit more strict over there in Mexico. Of course, I have empathy for families that are being separated, especially children that were born into these circumstances. Where was the same outrage when Obama, who was nicknamed Deporter-in-Chief, deported over 3.2 million people, separating a lot of families, as you could imagine, some of which were in fact legal U.S. citizens that were mistakenly deported, or some of which didn't receive due process due to rush removal or lack of legal help. But it was Obama, not Trump, so we'll let it slide, we'll forgive him. It is a sad and unfortunate situation, but I don't think that our law enforcement and people enforcing our law should be facing the brunt of the situation when people are making the conscious decision to come across our border, understanding and accepting the possible consequences if they are caught, while also bringing children into this world. Nobody's illegal on stolen land. My love, the land was either conquered or bought, much of which has happened throughout all of history, no matter where you go. Territory is conquered, whether it's on a small scale or a large scale, where then civilization develops and grows. And if we're talking about that region of the U.S., more specifically California, it wasn't stolen, it was acquired by the United States of America from Mexico in 1848 at the end of the Mexican-American War. The Treaty of Guadalupe Hidalgo purchased for $15 million and included California, Nevada, Arizona, Colorado, and a few others. You guys can look into it. Oh, all the protests were peaceful. God, are we living on the same timeline, the same universe? You understand that we have the internet where there are HD videos of people throwing rocks over the side of the bridge to destroy cop cars on fire, buildings, businesses being looted, graffitied. I mean, if the videos aren't enough, California government finally decided to enforce a curfew because of the graffiti and looting happening in downtown LA. Just 4 days too late and millions of dollars short, but I don't think that'd be necessary if all the protests were 100% peaceful. I am proud to be Mexican. I am proud of my Mexican culture, my Mexican heritage. I was born here. My parents were born here. My grandparents came to this country legally. I understand that the majority of illegal immigrants that come into this country are not here with bad intentions, and matter of fact, probably contribute more to society than a lot of people that are citizens of the United States of America. Every country has border policies and laws in place to protect their country, so I don't know why we are vilified when we are in support of enforcing ours. We as human beings have an emotional reaction to these situations and a logical response to these situations. I feel like a lot of people lead with their emotions, not taking into consideration that a country with no borders is not a country at all. Hypothetically speaking, if I were to go and rob a bank because I need money to eat because I'm hungry, it doesn't matter what the intention behind it was. All that matters is that I broke the law and I will face the consequences. The same goes for people trying to bypass our process to become a citizen into this country. With all of that said, I love you guys and I will see you in the next one.